Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 4203 Southeast Harvey Street here in Milwaukee. We are located just to the left of the front door. Got a 4-inch cast iron cleanout here that sits about a foot to the left of the patio, right in front of the first foundation vent. Dropping into a 4-inch cast iron. We're going to zero out here at the base. Water is a-running. We're going to zero out right here. Off we go. All right, transitioning almost immediately over to 4-inch transite concrete. If you're not familiar with it, it's also called asbestos concrete. Rather than having aggregate rock in the mix, it has asbestos fibers. But it generally ages better than standard concrete, and it has far fewer pipe joints or weak points for roots to penetrate through. The other wonderful thing about it is as it ages, unlike regular concrete, it remains smooth throughout its whole lifespan. All right, now we're transitioning into standard aggregate concrete. This appears to be bumping out the 6-inch pipe. We'll get a better view here in a second, but once I get past this toilet paper, you can see the stark difference in the texture of the two different lines. Aggregate concrete is much rougher. The pipe joints generally don't hold up as well either. They're grouted versus a fern coat or gasketed joint. And the grout wears out in old concrete too, which often leads to hydro erosion and settling issues. So thus far, it's hard to say. Once we drain the line out at the end, we'll see how this drains off. We're pushing quite a bit of toilet paper through the line, which may be damming the pipe up right now. All right, that appears to be the main there. We're gonna go locate really quick to see where the camera's situated. Verify we're in the street and not on someone else's property. All right, located the camera head successfully. Line terminates out here on Harvey Street. Line makes its way out to the road here. It looks like through the front yard from what I can tell. I'll do another locate or two to verify the route the line takes. And we're going to give the line just a minute longer here to fully drain. And for reference, we're at 4 foot 6 inches deep there at the main lateral. Alrighty, so for any repair guys that happen to be watching this, so we do have some standing water out beyond us here. We'll push back through that. I think for the most part, most of the debris has moved on its way and is not damming the pipe up anymore. So you do have a belly here. It's not an outrageously sized one, but that is usually an indicator in concrete pipe that the joints are allowing some level of groundwater and or dirt to get through the line. There is some debris still in the line though that could be partially damming it up. But what I don't see is heavy buildup, any obvious blockage evidence. It's one of those locations, ideally, these older lines, you treat them nice, like a septic system, folded toilet paper only, no wipes. That'll help to keep buildup down, and anything that does stop up partially down line disintegrates and doesn't get stuck. But just the condition the concrete is in here with the amount of exposed aggregate, this would be an ideal, you'd have to run it past a liner company to see if that standing water there will hinder their ability to do a liner on it and cure the epoxy. If you're able to cure the epoxy, you're going to be left over with a 2-foot long belly with probably about 3/4 of an inch of water in it. By the time you put a glass smooth liner in there, that belly becomes insignificant completely. If this were a plastic sewer line, for instance, with that belly in there, I wouldn't even consider repairs on it in a million years. It's just not big enough. But in concrete pipe, it's often an indicator that the line is exposed to the ground to some extent. That's more so the concern. You can get a progressive settling situation. So all the pipe leading back from that area and the line in general, there's no debris at the top of the pipe or sidewalls, which tells us the line is not blocked or backed up anytime recently whatsoever. So from just a pure flow standpoint, the line is functioning at this time. I would recommend the concrete pipe be updated just because of its condition. However, if that's not done now, I would be doing periodic rescopes about every 2 years to keep an eye on things, to watch for any aggressive changes in the line, so you don't potentially lose the option to do a trenchless repair. If you did get past the point of being able to do, let's say, an epoxy liner, there are still options like pipe bursting, which is semi-trenchless and is still much more convenient than a traditional dig. But under proper usage scenarios, there's no reason this line won't be functioning as it sits right now. It's doing its job. You just want to make sure what's going down it are proper items only. Older, rougher lines like this just tend to snag up improper items especially, and or balled up toilet paper. Cast iron's intact, and the transite pipe actually looks very good. It's mostly the aggregate concrete that's in the rough condition right now.